Hi, me again. Ongoing. Found something the other day on the internet from the Logan Community Development Corporation, another quasi-public agency funded with tax dollars. It's a release from March of '09. Now, if you keep in mind the chronology, I bought the property in '91, was forced out by the government making me a deal in the end of '93, early '94. And in '09, they released a statement that says community development, Logan Community Development partnered with the Rebuilding Together Philadelphia and the Tri-State Pepe Bottling Group, coordinate a volunteer day of service to transform an abandoned property into a new community technology center. The property faces the 40-acre tract of land. Now that's the Logan Triangle. Left vacant from the demolition of sinking homes 20 years ago. Now this is in March of 2009, the release date, which would put it back to 1989. Well, if all the homes were destroyed in 1989, I couldn't have purchased my house in 1991. They couldn't have sold it to me in 1991. They should not have sold it to me in 1991. It was a fraud to sell me the property knowing where it was located. Okay, now the property, in partnership with the 9th District Councilwoman's Office, which is also named in the lawsuits, Marion Tasco, the Philadelphia Redevelopment Authority, which is also in the lawsuits, and the Urban Land Institute. The Logan CDC is finalizing plans to redevelop the tract, and the tech center will be both a symbolic and physical beginning to Logan's redevelopment, revitalization. Now, in March of '09, mind you, I'm still paying a mortgage. I'm still paying taxes on the land after they demolished my house. They, the government. They're already planning to build on my land. They haven't bought my house. They haven't changed the title. That didn't occur until 2012. Who 3 years before you acquire a piece of land do you make plans to build on that piece of land? It's like looking at your neighbor's wife and saying, I want to marry her 3 years from now after I kill him. Oh, pardon me. You might be thinking that. That's between you and me, in my opinion. Then we read an article from 2013 about all the acquisitions of the seizures of drug properties. And in that, there is a person that is telling a story about, I'll read it. It has been very desperate class and race impact. The forfeitures, overwhelmingly African Americans and Hispanics, Mr. Ruley from the University of Pennsylvania, has been a very desperate race and class impact. He went on to talk about Andy Reid, the former coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, whose two sons were convicted of drug crimes in 2007 while living at the family's suburban mansion in Villanova. Do you know what the headline read it said the home was an emporium of drugs. An emporium of drugs? The phrase Ruley explained came directly from a local judge. And here's the question, Mr. Ruley said. Do you think they seized his house? And that's the question for all of us. Are they seizing land because, is the question, are they seizing land from people who they don't think will defend themselves and they can take at will? Equal protection is guaranteed under the Constitution. If you violate a law, everybody gets the same treatment. Obviously, the same treatment isn't being applied uniformly. Remember Logan. Logan, we did nothing wrong. Some of the people got up to 50, 60,000 plus relocation costs. Some of the people like me didn't get anything. Is that the kind of government, since you are the designated we the people, the owners of the country, and they are just the government that we have hired to execute what we want them to do? Is this the kind of government we want? It's not. It's required by law, equal treatment. Think about it and get back to me. JoeTheMechanic5, gmail.com. Okay, now from the New Yorker article, they said in the colonial period, the English crown issued writs of assistance that permitted customs officials to enter homes or vessels and seize whatever they deemed contraband. As legal scholars, Eric Bloomstein and Eva Nielsen, now again I'm pronouncing them as I can read them, these writs were among the key grievances that triggered the American Revolution. In other words, we didn't like it when the king was doing this to us. So when we wrote the nation's Bill of Rights, we expressly forbid unreasonable searches and seizures and promised that no one would be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process. I have been deprived of liberty. I spent 20 years of my life, every spare moment I can come up with, to research this, to chase down the politicians and ask them, where is my settlement? Try to get legal representation. Come up with the law education that I have up to this point to defend myself in court, even though the Constitution says you shouldn't have to defend yourself. You have the rights. They're given to you by God. The government can't take them away unless they can prove that they have a reason to take them away. In this case, they took them away and they're forcing me to prove that I have them. That is not what is in the Constitution. And that is why I want a jury trial. But to wit, they have not provided me a jury trial, and they're coming up with every sort of reason to fight a jury trial. And if you watch the later films, they will explain the laws that are pertinent to my case and others. They're just laws that are written in U.S. Code, which clearly say that your oath of office is a contract between you and we the people, the government official and we the people, and violating that contract, like the oath of office that a military person takes, is an act of treason. So, watch the other videos. If you can, contact me, JoeTheMechanic5@gmail.com. The cases in reference are 14-1330, 14-4056, the appeal, and 14688. Thank you.